Do you know anyone who constantly complains? Everything that comes out of their mouth is a complaint about something. It could be a beautiful day outside, but as far as they're concerned, it's just too hot and they're all sweaty. Or maybe you know someone who, at lunchtime you go to lunch and they get an ice cream cone and a Diet Pepsi, yet the whole time they're eating it, they're complaining about not being able to lose weight. They always find an excuse. It's like, doesn't matter, again, what it is, they just complain about everything. The glass is always half empty and not half full. Well, your words have creative power. The words that you speak out of your mouth have the ability to create your future and change situations that you currently have. In other words, it's that universal law that says you reap what you sow. You cannot sow an apple seed and get a pear tree. Can you? I don't think so. You cannot sow negative words and have positive come to you in return. It will not happen that way. Words come out of your mouth that basically what is in your heart will come out of your mouth in the way of words that you speak. You can kind of look at someone and based on what they say, what you hear them say, the words that they use, whether they're negative or positive, you really can determine what is in their heart. In order to change a negative situation into something positive, you have to change your words. But if what is in your heart is something that's negative and not positive, you've got to change that before the positive words can come out. How do you do that? Well, feelings follow action. A lot of times what we do is we act on our feelings. We feel negative about something, so we're acting and speaking negatively. Or we feel positive about something, so we act and speak positively. Those are we're the people that when we do that, we're just kind of like to and from, being tossed by the wind. Whatever the circumstance is how we feel. Circumstances determine our moods. But you can change that by changing what's in your heart. And you change what's in your heart by acting as though it were, even though it's not. Because really, feelings follow action. In other words, for example, a wife doesn't feel like she loves her husband anymore. She doesn't have that feeling inside of her that says she loves her husband. Well, it's funny that if she would start acting as though she loved her husband, saying positive things to him, even though it might kill her to do it, going outside of her comfort zone and doing something nice for him that she knows would speak something to him, cooking him a nice dinner, respecting him when she may not feel like she wants to respect him or doesn't deserve respect. When she starts acting as though she loves him, his response all of a sudden is going to create inside of her feelings of love. I know it sounds weird, but that's how it happens. And that gets in her heart. And guess what happens when it gets in your heart? It's going to naturally flow out of her mouth and in her actions. So again, positive people seem to attract positive things. That's because they understand the law of sowing and reaping. You reap what you sow, period. What goes around comes around. You cannot speak out negativity and have positivity come back to you. It doesn't happen that way. So if you're in a place where a situation right now that you're in isn't really a good one, or it's maybe a little negative and you want to change it, you can create a future and change that future by changing what it is you speak. And you can change how you speak by really changing what's in your heart. Act as though it were. The feelings will follow. And when those feelings get inside of your heart, it's a natural thing for them to come out of your mouth. Don't talk about, I wish, I can't, I won't. And instead, turn those things into I will, I can, I am, whatever. Change the negative words into positive words and see what changes in your life. See what happens when you start to speak differently. One thing I think to kind of start doing that, if you're a negative talker, if you tend to just be negative about everything and you recognize that, get a piece of paper and a pen and write down 10 positive things, whether it's about a situation that you're in or a person that you're having an issue with, or even about yourself. Maybe you're just negative about you. We tend to be that way. Most of us who speak poorly of others or situations or critical or whatever that are negative like that, we tend to be even more negative towards ourselves. Get a piece of paper and a pen and write down 10 positive things about that thing, even if it's you. I don't care if it's, you like the color of your eyes or you like what your hair does on Sunday morning, which mine doesn't do whatever I want it to do. I actually got it cut off and didn't work. But anyway, whatever the situation is, if you have to sit there for 10 minutes or 10 hours to come up with 10 positive things, write them down and then speak those things out about that person or about that situation, and watch what happens when you start to do that on a daily, sometimes hourly basis if necessary, where you start speaking out positive. You will be amazed, I promise you, you will be amazed at how much positive comes back out of that. Now don't get discouraged because it doesn't happen tomorrow. Don't start speaking something positive today and expect change tomorrow. Remember, when you put that seed in the ground, it takes a while to come up, doesn't it? You can't put an apple seed in the ground and harvest apples from that tree next year. Sometimes it can take years for an apple seed to produce apples on the tree. Now, I'm not saying it's going to take years for that to happen for you, but what I am saying is don't expect it to happen immediately. But I promise you, if you will do it consistently, you will start to see a change sooner than you expect. So that's it for today. I know I went kind of long, but positive. Instead of seeing the glass half empty, force yourself to see the glass half full. If you're having issues with somebody or something, act as though it were the way you want it to be, and you'll be amazed at how your feelings will begin to follow those actions. Speak positive words into situations and then sit back and watch that situation change. Have a great day. It was good talking to you, and I hope to see you again soon.